Punch hole designs and 48 megapixel cameras in smartphones are all the rage in 2019. And Nokia isn't missing out on these trends. The Nokia X71 has arrived, and it's the first Nokia smartphone to pack in these new technologies. Well, we have the Nokia 71 here with us, so let's take a look. Hey guys, this is Upesh from bworm.com, and this is your first exclusive look at the brand new Nokia X71. Yeah, this looks pretty interesting, right? Well, before I talk about the Nokia X71, I'd suggest you to hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post an amazing video like this one. Now that you've done that, let's talk about the Nokia X71. So here it is, the brand new Nokia X71, the first Nokia smartphone to feature a punch hole display and the first Nokia smartphone to pack in a 48 megapixel camera. Let's talk about the design first. So as you can see, with the Nokia X71, HMD Global has become the third company to embrace the punch hole design after Samsung and Honor, and I really like it. So the Nokia X71 has a punch hole front camera on the left, and that means this is an almost bezel-less phone, and I definitely like it. The punch hole design results in Nokia X71 boasting of a screen-to-body ratio of 93%. And while there is a very small chin here, I like how beautiful the phone looks from the front. I mean, next to the Nokia 8.1 with its huge, hideous notch, the X71 looks gorgeous. The display here is a 6.39-inch Full HD Plus display, and it's very similar to the Nokia 8.1 display. And that means it looks pretty good. The pure display tech that adjusts the color, contrast, and brightness dynamically is here. And while there's no word if this is an HDR10 display or not, I think it should be, because the display here is very similar to the one on the 8.1. It's not just the display, even the back here is a lot like the Nokia 8.1. So you get the same premium glass back with copper accents that really add character to the phone. This is definitely a good looking smartphone. Anyway, there's the physical fingerprint scanner here that is really fast, so that's nice. There's the usual buttons, and like the Nokia phones unveiled at MWC, the X71's power button acts as the notification LED. And as you can see, it definitely looks super cool. I love it. Then there's the USB-C port on the bottom and the much loved 3.5mm headphone jack on the top. So as far as the design goes, the Nokia X71 is another Nokia smartphone with premium looks and all the functionality. Anyway, another highlight of the Nokia X71 are the cameras here. The Nokia X71 packs in triple cameras on the back with a 48 megapixel primary sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensor. Now Nokia hasn't mentioned if the 48 megapixel sensor here is a Samsung GM1 sensor or the Sony IMX586 sensor, but I believe it's the Samsung sensor because the phone packs in the Snapdragon 660. We have a dedicated video on the Samsung GM1 48 megapixel sensor, so make sure to check that out from the link in the description. Anyway, as we have seen in the Chinese version of the Redmi Note 7, the 48 megapixel GM1 sensor is no slouch, and well, it shows in the photos. Check out some camera samples from the Nokia X71. As you can see, the results are pretty good, especially in good light. The photos taken in low light do have a little noise, but it's definitely not bad. We also took a couple of 48 megapixel photos from the phone, and well, the photos seem fine, although not too different from the 12 megapixel shot. Having said that, I will be putting the 48 megapixel camera on the X71 against the 48 megapixel camera on the Note 7 Pro when the X71 launches in India, so stay tuned for that. Apart from the 48 megapixel camera, the Nokia X71 also packs in the ultra wide angle lens, and well, it's definitely fun to use. I mean, the photos from the ultra wide angle camera look cool, but they also do seem a little dull. But yeah, it's a little too early to judge. On the video front, the Nokia X71 comes with support for 4K video recording, but there's no OIS here, so don't expect videos to be very stable. Check out a 4K video shot from the phone. So yes, it's not very stable. The 1080p videos shot from the phone do have better stability, so I think there's EIS here, although Nokia hasn't mentioned it. Moving on, the punch hole camera is a 16 megapixel f2.0 selfie camera, and it comes with the usual bokeh mode and the pro mode. Well, here are a few selfies from the phone. They seem pretty good, don't they? So in my brief usage, I have found that the Nokia X71 has a pretty capable triple camera setup. I mean, we are yet to test things out extensively, but things do seem positive. So those were the highlights of the Nokia X71, the punch hole design and the 48 megapixel camera on the back. What about the rest of the phone? Well, let's start with what's under the hood. The Nokia X71 is powered by the Snapdragon 660 with 6GB RAM and 128GB of storage. Now we all know that the Snapdragon 660 is a fairly capable processor, and it shows. In my brief usage, the Nokia X71 has been fairly smooth and nice, be it in day-to-day usage or during gaming. For people wondering, PUBG Mobile runs on medium settings on the Nokia X71, and the performance at medium is fairly decent. So the performance on the Nokia X71 should be decent now. Having said that, if you consider the price of the Nokia X71, the Snapdragon 660 on the phone does seem a bit short-handed. In China, the X71's prices start at 2200 yuan, which is around 23,000 rupees. And in Taiwan, it starts at around 12,000 Taiwanese dollars, which is roughly 27,000 rupees. Now that's pricey for a phone with Snapdragon 660. In India, you have the Poco F1 with Snapdragon 845, the Redmi Note 7 Pro with Snapdragon 675, and the upcoming Realme 3 Pro with Snapdragon 710. Now all of these phones are priced at less than 20,000 rupees. In fact, some of them are priced at lower than 15,000 rupees. And that's what makes the Snapdragon 660 in the Nokia X71 rather underwhelming. Moving past that, the Nokia X71 does have stock Android on board. The phone comes with Android 9 Pie, and while a Taiwanese variant of the phone does not have the Android One branding, I'm expecting its global variant to be an Android One phone. When it comes to the battery, the phone has a 3500 mAh battery, which does seem a little modest for the phone. Apart from that, the phone comes with an 18-watt fast charger, so that's definitely nice. The phone should charge pretty fast. So to conclude things, the Nokia X71 is a pretty interesting smartphone. Like most Nokia phones, the X71 brings in a solid premium design, the great stock Android experience, and I like the fact that it has the trendy features like the punch hole design and the 48 megapixel camera. The Snapdragon 660 on board does seem like a damper with all the competition around, but hey, we'll reserve our final judgment on the phone when it does arrive in India. Rumors suggest that it will make its way to India as the Nokia 8.1 Plus, and I'm just hoping it's priced lower than its China and Taiwan pricing. Well, those are my first impressions of the Nokia X71, so what do you think? Tell us your thoughts on the Nokia X71 in the comment section below. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure to share it with your friends. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.